Welcome back, my dear students. In this session, we'll learn part 2 of chapter number 13, direct and inverse proportions. Inverse proportion. Let us suppose that there is two quantities. If the increase of one quantity makes the other quantity decrease, then it is said that the two quantities are inverse proportion. Example: a house can be built by two men in 20 days. Let us suppose that a house can be built by two men in 20 days. Then the same house can be built by 4 men in 10 houses. And if the same house is built by 8 men, the house can be built by 8 men in 5 days. So let's make a table. This is number of men and this is number of days. And number of men, let us take as x. Number of days we are taking as y. Then when the number of men is 2, the number of days is 20 days. So this is number of men, this is number of days. And in the second, number of men is 4 and number of days is 10. So number of men is 4, number of days is 10. In the third case, when the number of men is 8, the number of days is 5. So when the number of men is 8, the number of days is 5. So from this is number of men, from 2 it is increased to 4, again it is increased to 8. So this is increase. Now let us see the number of days. This is 20, this is 10, this is 5. So decrease. If the increase of one quantity makes the other quantity decrease, then in this case the number of men and the number of days are inverse proportion. Inverse proportion. Two quantities x and y are said to vary in inverse proportion if there exists a relation of the type xy is equal to k. K is constant between them, k being a constant. If x, y are the values of y corresponding to the values x1, x2 respectively, then x1 into y1 is equal to x2 into y2 is equal to constant k. Or x1 by x2 is equal to y2 by y1. So for inverse proportion, we have to use this as formula: x1 into y1 is equal to x2 into y2. Now let us see once again in the example. So in this example, this is x and this is y, and this is x1, y1, this is x2, y2, this is x3, y3. So if we multiply 2 and 21, 2 and 20, 2 into 20 is now we'll get 40. In the same way, if 4 and 10 are multiplied, we'll get 40. And in the same way, 8 and 5 are multiplied, then we'll get 40. So x into y will be a constant value, that is k. And we find that x1 into y1 is equal to x2 into y2, and this is called to constant k. So here you see this is x1, this is y1. If we multiply these two, this is the constant k, and here also this is x2 and this is y2. If we multiply, we'll get 40. So this is the formula for inverse proportion. x1 into y1 is equal to x2 into y2. Now let us start exercise 3.2. 13.2. Exercise 13.2. Exercise 13.2. Let's study question number 1. Which of the following are in inverse proportion? Roman number 1. The number of workers on a job and the time to complete the job. This is inverse proportion. So Roman number 1, inverse proportion. proportion. Now, Roman number 2. The time taken for a journey and the distance traveled in a uniform speed. This is not an inverse proportion. So it is not a case of inverse proportion. Now Roman number 3. Area of cultivated land and the crop harvested. This is also not an inverse proportion. So Roman number 3, it is not a case of inverse proportion. Now Roman number 4. The time taken for a fixed journey and the speed of the vehicle. This is inverse proportion. Inverse proportion. Now Roman number 5. The population of a country and the area of land per person. This is inverse proportion. Inverse proportion. Now, this is question number 2 and this is question number 3. Question number 2 and 3 are same. Let's do this question number 3. Let's study the question. Rahman is making a wheel using spoke. This is the wheel and these are the spokes. He wants to fix equal spokes in such a way that the angle between any pair of consecutive spokes are equal. Help him by completing the following table. This is the table and the making of the wheel is like that. These are the spokes. And Rahman want to make the angle between two consecutive spokes must be same. That means this angle is equal to this angle and is equal to this angle and this angle. These angles between the spoke are same. And in this also the angles between the two consecutive spokes will be same. And here also same. This is the angle, this is the angle, this is the angle, and the angle between two consecutive spoke must be equal. This angle is equal to this, is equal to this, is equal to this, and this is equal to this angle, and is equal to this angle, is equal to this angle, is equal to this angle. Now, this is the table. Number of spokes 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. An angle between a pair of consecutive spokes. Here is 90, here is 60, and this is not given, and this also not given, and this also not given. We have to find out this blank. Now let's write this. So here is the table. In a complete circle, we know that there are 360 degrees, and you see that if 90 and 4 are multiplied, you will get 360. And in the example I have explained here also. 2 into 20 is 40, 4 into 10 is 40, 8 into 5 is 40. So like that, if 4 and 90 are multiplied, that is 360. And if 6 and 60 are multiplied, that is also 360. So now let's find out this. To find out this 360, we have to divide by 8. So 8 will divide this 360, and let us see how much we will get. 8 4 times is 32. If we subtract 4, next is 0. 8 5 times is 40. So 45 is getting. So this must be 45 degree. Next is to find out this angle. This 10 will divide 360. 10 3 times is 30. If we subtract 6, next is 0. 10 6 times is 60. So 36 is getting 36 degree. Next is, let's find out this angle. Here is 12. So 12 will divide 360. 12 3 times is 36. Next is 0. 12 cannot divide 0. So 30 is getting. 30 degrees getting. So this is 45, this is 36, and this is 30, and this is the answer. Gyan tarani ko yari. Now this Roman 1, 2, 3 you try. Now let's try this question number 4. If a box of sweets is divided among 24 children, they will get 5 sweets each. How many would each get if the number of children is reduced by 4? Here the question is that a box of sweets divided among 24 children, and each children get 5 sweets. Now the question is asking that if the number of children is reduced by 4, then how many sweets each would get, and this is what we have to find out. Now solution. Initially the number of children is equal to 24. If the number of children is reduced by 4, then the resulting number of children is equal to 24 minus 4, then we are getting 20. Then we have to find out number of sweets. So let x be the required number of sweets. Then we are making this table, number of sweets and number of children. So number of sweets is children got at first is 5, and number of children is 24. Then in the second case, the number of children is reduced by 4, then number of children is 20. So number of children is 20, and in this case we have to find out how many number of sweets each children will get. That is we are taking as x. This is a case of inverse proportion. So for inverse proportion, 5 into 24 is equal to x into 20. This implies that we are keeping this x. 20 is transposing to the other side, and 20 will divide this. 5 into 24. 5 divide 20. 5 4 times is 20. 4 divide 24, that is 6 times. So we are getting x is equal to 6. Hence each children will get 6 sweets. Here it is over. See, gyan tarni ko. Question number 5 is same. Now let's try question number 6. A contractor estimates that 3 persons could rewire Jasminder's house in 4 days. If he used 4 persons instead of 3, how long should they take to complete the job? Here we have to find out number of days. How long should they take means number of days we have to find out. Now question number 6, solution. Let the number of days to complete the job is equal to x. Now we have to make a table, number of persons, and this is number of days. Number of persons is 3 and number of days is 4, and in the second case number of persons is 4 and number of days x is to find out. This is a case of inverse proportion. So for inverse proportion the formula is 3 into 4. 3 into 4 is equal to 4 into x. Now let us calculate. 3 into 4, if we keep this x, and if 4 is transposing to the other side, 4 will divide these two. 4 and 4 are cancelled. Therefore x is equal to 3 is getting. Hence the required number of days is equal to 3 days. And this is the answer. See, yariko gyantarani ko. Question number 7 is same. So let's try now question number 8. Let's study the question. A factory requires 42 machines to produce a given number of articles in 63 days. How many machines would be required to produce the same number of articles in 54 days? In this question, it is asking that how many machines would be required to produce the same number of articles in 54 days. So we have to find out number of machines. So now question number 8. Solution. Let x be the required number of machines. Then we are making a table. Here number of machines, here number of days. So number of machines at first is 42 and number of days it takes is 63 and number of days in the second case is 54 and number of machine x is to find out. This is a case of inverse proportion. So for inverse proportion 42 into 63 is equal to x into 54. Now let us calculate x. 42 into 63, and if we want to find out x, this 54 is transposing and 54 will divide this. Now let us divide by 9. 9 6 times is 54, 9 7 times is 63, 6 7 times is 42. Therefore x is equal to 7 7 are 49. 49 is getting. Hence the required number of machines is equal to this 49. See, gyan tare ko? Question number 9 and 10 are same. Now let's try question number 11. Let's study the question. A school has 4 periods a day, each of 45 minutes duration. How long would each period be if the school has 9 periods a day, assuming the number of school hours to be the same? Here the question says that how long would each period be if the school has 9 periods a day. If the school has 9 periods a day, then each period will take how much time. This is what we have to find out. So now question number 11 solution. Let x minutes be the required duration of each period. Then we are making a table, duration of period in minute and number of periods. Duration of period in the given date is first time is 45 minutes and number of periods is 8. In the second case, if the number of periods is 9, then we have to find out number of duration of periods. This is a case of inverse proportion. Therefore 45 into 8 is equal to x into 9. Next step, this implies that 45 into 8, if 9 is transposing to the other side, 9 will divide this and this is equal to x. If 9 divide this, 9 6 times is 54. Therefore x is equal to 6 8 times is 48. Hence the required duration per period is equal to, here I make a mistake. If 45 is divided by 9, 9 5 times is 45, so this must be 5. 5 8 times is 40, so this must be 40. So hence the required duration per period is 40 minutes. 40 minutes. And this is the answer. See, gyan tare ko, bhag tare ko. Here, chapter number 13 is over. Chapter number 13, direct and inverse proportion is over. So, for today, let's stop here. Okay, all of you, thank you.